Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to 2026 this morning, Monday, December 1st. Welcome to World Cup Draw Week. We made it here. We know most of the teams. Friday is the draw. Talk a bit about more what to expect, what to look for specifically for the US, my team. And today we're going to do something fun. We're going to rank the teams based on how badly or how much I want to see them play. So this is not simply a theoretical exercise. This is something true because I do have tickets for two matches. So I do have tickets. So the draw and FIFA, if you watch some of my other videos, will determine who I will see in the World Cup. So we're just going to rank the teams here in some categories and talk about who we want to see in who I want to see in World Cup 2026. Yes, so we'll be ranking them here in these tiers and sort of organizing them, at least at the top and the bottom. The middle kind of will be all jumbled, but top and the bottom, who we want to see the most, and then bottom, who we want to see the least. So our tiers are anywhere, anytime. Just those are the best teams, pretty much anyone would want to see. Extra time, calling the next tier. Those are ones where you just go out of your way to see them. So that second tier. Third tier, it's the World Cup. So this is probably going to be a huge tier. These are going to be teams that, maybe you wouldn't go out of your way to see Switzerland on a normal day or a normal year, but it's the World Cup. Hell yeah, I want to see Switzerland. So that's probably going to be a big category. Next is driving distance. So this would be like a team. It's kind of like it's the World Cup, but a little bit below. So it is the World Cup. But if they're in driving distance, yeah, go check it out. Next, we've got maybe I'll sell my tickets. So this would be a team if they come up the draw. I think about selling my tickets. Probably couldn't get that much money back for them, but hey, I'd sell them. And then last, maybe I'll give my tickets away. So this would be a team I do not want to see. That would be the worst case scenario. So with buying these tickets in advance, you don't know who you're going to get. That's part of the fun, part of the lottery. And hopefully I'll get one of these teams at least in the two games in the anywhere, anytime, or at least extra time category. And you'll see I am excluding the US, Mexico, and Canada, the hosts, because I do not have tickets for them. I would have had to buy them and know that I have them. So we're keeping out the US. Maybe I'll put this template up and add them as well if anyone else wants to do this fun little exercise. So we're mostly in alphabetical order here based on the teams. So let's start our tiers. First up, we've got Algeria, also the first country alphabetically. So yeah, maybe it's the World Cup, maybe driving distance. Algeria wouldn't be the highest team on my list. I don't think they quite have the same star power they did 4 years ago, or I guess even more 8 years ago with Mahrez and kind of up and coming team. So let's put them in driving distance, Algeria. All right, next we've got Argentina. So this is an easy one. Anywhere, anytime. Argentina, defending champs, Leo Messi. Got to see him play once in the US, and I think it would be way, way better to see him play for Argentina. Just a buzz in the stadium when he was playing for Miami. And yeah, also tons of other good players there. Martinez, both Martinez's, I guess, and some of the better younger players as well. And that would be an awesome draw to get. Paraguay. So don't know too much about Paraguay. They haven't been in the World Cup in a while. They don't quite get to it's the World Cup level. I'm going to put them in driving distance as well. So they have Almiron and Zico. But yeah, don't know too much about them. I think they play a pretty defensive football, but that's in the South American qualification, so can't really fault them for that. All right, next we've got Austria. Nice crest there. Little Nazi-y, but hey, definitely it's the World Cup. Austria, super fun team. I can almost put them in extra time as well. So with Sabitzer, with Baumgartner, fun, and yeah, just a good team to watch. I do confuse them with Switzerland, some of their players a lot, so hopefully I got these right. But Austria, Alaba, see them in the World Cup. Yeah, I'm down. Australia, I mean, I think we're putting them up in extra times because of the fans. So this is part of the experience too, right? I loved Australia when they made the World Cup because as an Everton fan, Tim Cahill, I met him before the 20, I guess I met him in 2005, and then he was in the 2016 World Cup. Scored the first ever goal for Australia, so I kind of have a soft spot for them. Also, just the Socceroos, the fans, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. So I think that would be a fun time in the US. Probably a lot of traveling supporters. Next up, we got Brazil. So, yeah, I mean, not quite as strong as other teams. I guess Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, or Charleston, good attacking team. Marquinhos in the back. Just they don't have that pizzazz, that je ne sais quoi, like other Brazilian teams in the past. I mean, 4 years, or sorry, 3 years ago, 2022, 4 years ago, whatever. Um, yeah, you saw that. They weren't as spectacular. They didn't have that flair that we see in a lot of Brazilian teams, and they struggled. Okay, next, Cape Verde. So, who would have picked them to make the World Cup? Not me. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool story. I feel like they'd be fun to watch on TV to see if they maybe will make an upset. But I'm gonna put them in. Maybe I'll sell my tickets. Nothing against Cape Verde. It's just not that many people live there, so I don't think they'll have that many fans. I don't think the atmosphere will be all that crazy. And when you're looking for an upset, you want that in like March Madness, not necessarily the World Cup. Colombia, ooh, this might be the toughest one yet. Colombia, I think they're the best team in pot two. They're the team I would most want to avoid. So I'm going to put Colombia up here ahead of Australia, even though, I like the Socceroos. Colombia just has a really, really good squad with Diaz. Jaime is still there. Just a lot of young players as well coming up. So I'd love to see Colombia play. They play really good football. They should have won the Copa in last summer. So I think they're a dangerous team and they could go very far in this tournament. Hopefully the US avoids them. All right, Croatia. So extra time. I mean, nothing wrong with seeing Croatia. That would be cool. I'd love that, but they don't quite. Some of their stars are getting older, so that's what makes them not a top tier draw anymore. Germany. So I have German ancestry, so they're going to quickly come up into second. I think I would love to see Germany. I know they're not as strong as they used to be, but they have a lot of fun players, especially if Musiala is back healthy. So Musiala, Sané, Voltemade doing great this season. Kimmich, all these guys still quite strong. So hoping that they can actually get out of the group this time with more teams. They should be able to do that. All right, next we've got Ecuador. So I think I'll put them in. It's the World Cup above Austria. Ecuador, very good team. Played great in qualifying. Honestly, don't know too much about them. Is Valencia still their best striker? I think so. But a team also, I'm glad they're in pot two and not pot three. They did so well. They moved up to pot two, so I think that's a good thing for the US. Next up, we've got Egypt. Yeah, let's go. It's the World Cup, so Mo Salah, Marmoush, be fun to see them. Just wouldn't necessarily be a team that I seek out or sought out if it was not the World Cup. So it's the World Cup. England, gotta put them up here. I'll put them right behind Germany. So that would be a great atmosphere, great game. Well, I know there'll be a lot of English fans here in the summer. Jordan Pickford, my Everton man, and Harry Kane still banging them in like crazy. I think it would just be awesome to have it be one of the first games or the second game, a group, any of the group games to see England. That would be a party. Haiti. Gonna go with maybe I'll give my tickets away. No, let's move them up one. Haitians are cool people, good party people. So maybe I'll sell my tickets. I have seen Haiti play before in the Gold Cup over 10 years ago, and I don't really know many of their players. So we're going with maybe I'll sell my tickets. Next, we've got Panama. Yeah, I think I'll put them in driving distance. So I have seen Panama play. If you notice this banner up behind me in World Cup qualifying. But man, their fans are pretty dope. There weren't that many in Orlando in 2022, but seeing their games on TV in qualification, they got some fun. A lot of wildness happened in those games, and I think they have a good team. I think they could be a CONCACAF team that upsets some European teams or South American teams. Well, probably specifically European teams, just by the brand of football they play. Lots of times people underestimate these CONCACAF teams, and Panama didn't do much the last time they were there. But I think with 3 teams coming out of the group, they might be able to play a bit more expansively and know that if they lose one match, that doesn't necessarily push them out of things. So Panama, driving distance. Ooh, all right. So we've got the FIFA Intercontinental Playoff. Number 1. So that is New Caledonia, Jamaica, or Democratic Republic of the Congo. So if it was just those first 2, I think it would be down to maybe I'll give my tickets away, but we're going to put at the top of maybe I'll sell my tickets. So I've also seen Jamaica play before, again in the Gold Cup, even longer ago before Haiti. They do have some good players, a couple of former Evertonians, so pick Holgate, Damari Gray, and there'll be a good time if they make it, if their fans make it. And then the other one that pushes them up here will be the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and New Caledonia won't make it, so I don't think we even really need to debate them. But I don't know that much about DRC. I assume their fans will be tight, but again, don't know too much about them. Intercontinental Playoff 2, so that's Bolivia, Iraq, Suriname. So that's gonna go last here, and then maybe I'll sell my tickets. Suriname could be cool. Bolivia could be cool. Iraq, just kind of weird being in the U.S., going to a game, rooting for them. That would be if, maybe I'll give my tickets away category if it was certainly Iraq. Next up, Iran. Yeah. I think we'll go. No. Put them, maybe I'll sell my tickets. Again, similar to Iraq, just thinking like, wow, seeing Iran play in the U.S. would be an interesting experience. Iran played the U.S. last World Cup, so it's kind of like there's not that newness or excitement for me to see them. Next up, Qatar. They're going to be the first ones, and maybe I'll give my tickets away. I just don't know anything about Qatar. So they're down here. They got in the World Cup for the first time through qualification this year. But yeah, not high on the list. Ooh, all right, next we got France. Definitely going to be in anywhere, anytime. I'll put them right behind Germany and understand my like for Germany is higher than other people's just because it's a team I've rooted for many years. Not as much as the U.S., but definitely root for Germany. But France, yeah. Champions in 2018, runners-up in 2022, Kylian Mbappe. Need I say more? Yeah, that would be awesome to see him. Just plays at a different level than almost anyone. Plays at a different level than anyone in the world. So that would be a pleasure to be able to see him play, and then just the entire team strong throughout. All right. Ghana, yes, Ghana. Okay. Yeah, I'll put them in. It's a World Cup, So yeah, they do have some good players, Semenyo and Kodis, but we've seen them play not so many times, sorry, 3 times against the U.S. in the World Cup. So there isn't that sort of newness or interest that I might have for some other African teams. But yeah, Ghana. If I got to see Ghana play, one of the teams from Pot 2, that'd be dope. Ivory Coast, Ivory Coast. So this is going in. It's the World Cup. I know this team isn't like their golden generation of Toure and Drogba and Gervinho and Kalou, but they're a fun team, and it'd be an awesome time to see them in Philadelphia. Next up, we got Japan. Definitely like the epitome of it's the World Cup. Like if Japan was on TV, I wouldn't really seek them out. I probably wouldn't watch the game, if it was Japan against Korea or something like that. But in the World Cup, there's like a lot of reasons and justifications you can make to be like, yeah, Japan is a great team. Like look at a lot of their players in Germany, in the Netherlands. They have like a lot of young guys who are quite good. And so yeah, I'd love to see Japan again. The fans will be awesome. They'll clean up the place afterwards. So yeah, thanks for that. All right, Jordan. Whew. Gonna go in slightly above Qatar. Again, just don't know much about Jordan, any of their players really. So first time they made the World Cup, don't know how good they are. I would assume they would get beaten easily by a lot of these teams. So Jordan down, and maybe I'll give my tickets away. South Korea. So I'll put them behind Japan. Similar reasoning to why I would want to see them and put them in the It's World Cup category, just like a lot of good younger players or a lot of good players that maybe we just don't know as much about. Son, not at the peak of his powers. When he was, maybe this would push them up higher or like up and sort of by the Ecuador range, but no. So right now, it's the World Cup. All right, next we've got Morocco. I know some people probably put this higher, but I'll put them in extra time right behind Australia. So did great last World Cup. Their players are probably getting better than they were, or their players are probably better than they were in 2022. So this will be a tough team. If the U.S. draws them, that would definitely shake up the draw and be a tough one for them. So yeah, I'd love to see Morocco. Netherlands, another one of the teams I loved as a kid. I'll put them right behind France because they don't quite have that star. But man, those orange jerseys just are something that would be so cool to see in person. No, it's the World Cup. Those fans are always going to be totally into the action, having a great time, enjoying the cup, and rooting on their team. So lots of good players, both young and experienced. So Netherlands would be awesome. New Zealand, huh? I mean, I guess driving distance. I guess the Kiwis would be good fans. Chris Wood, yeah, that's all about it. I got all I've got for them. All right, Norway. So we're putting them here for now. Top of extra time. Holland, Odegaard, Nusa. Their attacking team is awesome, and that's what you want in a World Cup. Like they're gonna try to score goals. I think there'll be a lot of excitement in the air for people that want to see Erling Haaland. I would be one of those people. So potentially moving up to anywhere, anytime. Right now, top of extra time. Portugal. Yeah, not as excited about Ronaldo as I am Messi. I feel like Portugal, I mean, they are a great team, similar to the Netherlands. Lots of good balance through the squad, young and old. So Ronaldo, Silva, Leao, Ramos, good team. It'd be great if I was able to see. Next we've got Belgium. So they're gonna go back of the anywhere anytime. So if this was 4 years ago, they'd be higher. If this was 8 years ago, they might be in the top 3. Love their team. Just a lot of their stars are now older. De Bruyne, Lukaku, not at the peak of their powers. There are some young players like De Ketelaere and but Doku, Doku, but not quite the same. All right, Saudi Arabia. So I'll put them up here, and maybe I'll sell my tickets. I think Cabo Verde would be a better story than Saudi Arabia. I don't know. In my mind, I feel like I'm going to draw Saudi Arabia for some reason. They are not below because of what they did to Argentina last World Cup, beating them. So they can put up good matches against, and they also had a good match against Mexico. So they should produce a good match. So that definitely would be nice. All right, next Scotland. Still can't believe they made the World Cup. Yeah, let's put them above Morocco and Croatia in the extra time category. They've been in so long, their fans are going to be wild. Not wild, but their fans are going to be fun. So I think I'd love to see a game with Scotland. Next, we've got Curacao. What a wild one. Can't believe they made the World Cup. Like, a small island nation. Yeah, I'd like to go see Curacao. Why not? Senegal. So yeah, fun team. Two Evertonians, Njai and Gay. Hopefully he won't be punching people out there, but great team. I think like the most fun African team, probably challenging Morocco for the best African team. So getting them means you have a second pot team. Could be an awesome matchup against pot one. Could be a fun matchup against like Norway or something in pot two. But even on their own, Senegal against Haiti, yeah, I'd go to that match. That'd be dope. South Africa. Haven't been in a while. I'll put them at the top of. Maybe I'll sell my tickets. Just not a huge draw there. South Africa. Spain. Spain, great team. Okay, yeah, above Brazil, behind England, perfect. So Spain, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Inaki Williams, Nico Williams. Strong defense. Great midfield with Pedri if he's healthy. Lots to like about Spain. I think on paper, with France, the best teams in the World Cup. Next, we've got Switzerland. Maybe not quite as much as Japan, but putting them into it's the World Cup. Heck yeah, Switzerland. So you got Xhaka and Bolo, lots of strong, lots of fun players that you'll know from the Premier League, from Germany, maybe even a few in Italy. So just like one of those kind of weird teams you don't think about, but when you look at their team on paper, they stack up with some of the best teams in the world. So better than Norway, better than Colombia, probably on par with Portugal, Belgium now. So really strong team, and they've done well in tournaments past, not so much World Cup, but in the Euros. All right, running down here, we've got Tunisia. Yeah, so kind of like Japan was the ideal of it's the World Cup. I think Tunisia are like the ideal middle of maybe I'll sell my tickets. So yeah, they're a good team. Just don't know too much about them. They have good players. Can I think of one right now? Khazri, is he still there? I don't know. But yeah, Tunisia, not too much to say about them. All right, now we're going to get into our European playoff spots. So A will be Wales, Bosnia, Italy, or Northern Ireland. So these are tough. There's 4 teams. I'd like to see Wales. I'd like to see Italy. Yeah, I'd like to see Bosnia. Northern Ireland would be fun too. Yeah, so let's put them at the back of extra time. Italy would be a great draw. I think Wales would be fun, even if the on-field product isn't as strong. Bosnia has good players. One player from Wisconsin, from where I grew up, so that would be cool. And Northern Ireland would be a shock. Despite the fact they don't play great football, their fans will be ready for it. All right, UEFA Path B. We've got Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, Albania. All right, we'll put that in the back of It's the World Cup. So all four of these teams I would like to see. So Ukraine definitely has the sort of great feel-good story. Sweden has the great strikers Isak, Gyökeres, and Ilanga. Even though they have been playing very poorly, I don't think they'll make it. Poland, Lewandowski, some other good players. They made the World Cup last time. And then Albania will be a pretty big surprise. I don't think they'll make it, but my sister's currently living in Albania for a year, so I'll have a jersey pretty soon for Albania. So it's the World Cup at the back. C, Slovakia, Kosovo, Turkey, Romania. This is the European playoff I'm least excited about. So I think I'll put them ahead of Paraguay. So we have a C there. Probably Turkey, I think, will come out of that, and they are the best team. So they have some strong players. I enjoyed Turkey when they were in 2002 when I was a young one in high school. So it'd be kind of fun to rekindle that. And in the US, depending on where they are, they'll probably have some good fans. And then UEFA D, we've got Czech Republic, Ireland, Denmark, North Macedonia. I'm going to put this ahead of... So we don't have the... If it was Ireland by themselves, they would be high up here. But now we'll put them behind Croatia. Just because Denmark not quite as interesting. So, but Ireland would be awesome. Denmark would be good. Czech Republic also pretty interesting, I think, just because a team that hasn't been there in a while. North Macedonia, I don't think they'll make it, but if they do, then this is not the right place for D. All right, winding down Uruguay. Yeah, I don't think they're as strong as they used to be. I'll put them behind Switzerland ahead of Cote d'Ivoire. Suarez, I don't know if he'll even play. Cavani, probably still there. You know, some strong players. Valverde for sure, but not the Uruguay they used to be. And last, we've got Uzbekistan. Wow. So, I'm going to put them at the top of maybe I'll give my tickets away. Don't know much about Uzbekistan. They've got the one defender who's on Man City. But they're in the World Cup. They played in Asia instead of Europe, which is a great choice. I commend them for that. But if I drew Uzbekistan, not something to be thrilled about because it won't be the most hyped game. All right, so here's my rankings. I think this is pretty sound. Don't really need to change much. Like extra time, these could be probably the one that could be shifted around the most. It's the World Cup. You know, lots of fun in there. Driving distance, I feel pretty good about those two. Maybe I'll sell my tickets. Also, any day I could change those orders and maybe move teams around to up or down. But here we go. So the teams I most want to see: Argentina, Germany, France, Netherlands, England, Spain. Wow, I guess I really love Europe. Brazil and Belgium. And then sort of close to that would be, you know, that top of the extra time tier: Norway, Portugal, Colombia, Australia, Senegal. I think that's kind of like a tier break there. Then we get into some things we don't know, those UEFA playoffs. And then let's take a look down at the bottom. We've got Uzbekistan, Jordan, and Qatar. And then slightly above that, we have the Interconfederation playoff in Haiti, Saudi Arabia, probably a tier break there. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. So I've got tickets to 2 games. Hopefully I can get one team from the anywhere, anytime, anywhere, and one team from the extra time. That's really what I'm hoping for. Likely I'll get, you know, one of these bottom tiers, just the way how it goes. So a team from pot 4, most likely in that. But who knows? Maybe I'll get Netherlands versus Australia. That'd be awesome. Maybe I'll get England versus Senegal. Great. Maybe I'll get Qatar against Tunisia. That's kind of what the lottery is all about. And I'm looking forward to it. Blessed to have tickets. Excited for the draw. We'll do another video talking about the US draw later. But here we go. Here's our tier list. Below, what do you think? Who would be your top teams? Who would be the teams you would want to avoid from the draw? Avoid meaning if you had tickets to that game, you would not want to go see them play. So 48 teams, that's a lot. Enjoy. Peace.